So his father for 4 decades in Africa worked as a missionary Nadan, and his son missionary Tori, who is the same age with my biggest son, is doing the same thing to help those people in need in Tanzania. And if he doesn't say he will come to tell me come to Africa, I will keep supporting you with the donation. But Royal Master Park Ju-young, right here, and I guess they are friends for the theological college, so I will send him instead me. Starting from this year, I visited Taiwan from 4th for 8 days. So we were joined by 7,000 people for the Atomy Run event. Following last year, this year as well, I will continue to visit all the countries. Be excellent or be extreme. And I usually go extreme, very desperately. Leaders don't sleep. And if you are too tired, then you would sleep. But you should work right away after waking up. Many people want to live a very comfortable life, but for those people, they will not have a very comfortable retirement life. And those who work really, really hard when they are young, they can be very comfortable for their later life. And until I go to the heaven, and I will do everything, and I will try everything, working very hard. Please don't tell me I should come to Africa. So we saw the performance, right? It was really, really impressive. I was sitting there and watching them. I was kind of so impressed. And I think Atomy is great. So all the members on the stage, we have the tenor, alto, soprano. Those people, they are Atomians. And among them, we have Sharon Rhodes Master, and we have all the leaders above Royal Master Atomians. And for the seats, we have the winners for Sing for Dreams. So everyone who for the performance is our Atomians, and they practiced for 2 weeks, only 2 weeks. We wrote this song and they gathered together to practice to create this beautiful melody. And from the perspective of entertainment, I believe the performance was really, really good as the global stage. And I believe Atomy is really, really good for this kind of performance as well. I am very impressed. And as I saw the performance, we should have the passion. So the lyrics include the lines from very famous poem for our slogan, be excellent or be extreme. So our slogan is be excellent or be extreme. Atomy business, if you be very excellent, if you are very excellent, then you don't have to be excellent, extreme. If you're very excellent, then you don't have to go extreme. But what is excellency? It's like working like the public officials, how long they work every day? 8 hours. So you need to spend at least 8 hours for Atomy business. Don't wake up like in 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. and come to center and go back to home like at 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Don't do that. You will not succeed with that way. So at least you need to be very excellent about this business. Those smart people cannot even succeed without being excellent. So you need to become very excellent. How many hours a day? 8 hours, at least 8 hours. So if you don't work more than 8 hours, then you should work more. But there's one issue. Even when you work excellently, like by working 8 hours every day, but still you have some problems, then you need to become very extreme. Then in Atomy you can succeed. Me, myself, I used to be very not successful by being excellent. So I did everything like extremely. Like I didn't sleep. So be excellent or be extreme, then you can succeed in Atomy. Why? Because Atomy is a company, distribution company. For a distribution company, in order to become successful, it needs to sell great products at lower prices. So our competitors are not those network marketing companies. Our competitors are those discount markets and department stores for quality and home shopping, internet shopping malls. They are our competitors. So that is why we pursue absolute price and absolute quality. For daily necessities, if they are cheap and good, would you buy it or not? Of course, yes. For necessaries, so we have absolute price and absolute quality necessaries. You don't have to ask people to buy those products. You don't have to be afraid. You just tell them we have great price and great quality necessaries, right? But of course, not everyone is welcoming our products. But you don't have to be care about that because we have a lot of people there. If you're rejected, just don't care. Don't care about them. But don't care. But later on, like a few weeks later, you can also tell them again. If you didn't try like for 10 times, then that means you didn't even try. So at least 10 times. At least tell them 10 times. That equals 1 time. Why? Because if you like, if you tell some people like this is Atomy product, and that is the first time for them to listen. They have never heard of Atomy or HemoHim, but suddenly you would come and you would introduce the HemoHim, and then they would reject, of course. They would not accept the product or brand. So if you tell them 1 time, then they will do their research, like searching for the internet. So you should do it at least for 10 times. You should not expect they would accept it immediately. So 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. After telling them for 10 times, then you would think that that counts 1. And until when? Until that person or you would die. Right?
하여간 계속해서 던지세요.
So you should keep telling
그리고
them and
여러분들
introducing our products.
그 세일즈를 못하는 사람들은
Those
무슨
bad
말을 할
salesperson,
것인가 이 얘기를 하면 상대편이 어떤
they
반응을
are
보일
concerned
것인가를
about
사실 고민을
reactions
많이 해요.
of others,
그런데
right?
선수는 어떻게 하느냐?
But those excellent
선수는
salesmen,
그냥 갖다 던져.
they just tell
내가 새로운 제품
without
만났는데
any
너무
concern,
싸고
this is
좋아.
new product, this
당신도
is
한번
cheap
써봐.
and very
던지는
good,
거예요.
you can try it.
그러고
And
나는 고민 안 해. 다른
you don't
사람한테
have
가서
any
또 던져.
concern. And you
그럼
go
누가 고민하겠어요?
you
예, 그 얘기를
go and
들은
visit
사람이 살 건지 안
other
살 건지를
person,
고민한다는 거예요.
and who would
그런데
concern?
초보자는 어떻게
The person
하느냐?
who were introduced, right?
지가 밤새도록
But those
고민해. 뭐라고 얘기할
bad
것인가?
salesmen,
그리고
they
막
would
어떤 반응이 나올 것인가? 이걸 밤새도록
be nervous
고민하다가
about what to
아침에
say
일어나서는 세일즈가 너무
overnight.
힘들대.
And next day they would
뭐
say
했다고 힘들어 아무것도
selling
안 해놓고 자기
products
혼자
is very
고민해놓고
hard.
힘들대.
But
근데
actually
선수는
they
어떻게
didn't do
하느냐?
anything.
그냥
But those
자기
experts,
들은 대로 아는
they
대로
just
가가지고
tell everything they know. This is good, this is cheap. You can also earn a lot of money, like $100K every month. And if the person asks you about the details, then I don't actually know. So you can come and visit and join the seminar with me. And if you repeat that, then one day that person would say, I can try and come to the seminar. And we also have some people in this room who came here because they don't really have anything to do. And we have those excellent people among them who would become royal masters later on after finding their passion in Atomy. So your job is to deliver information, and concern is what the person would do, not you. Delivering information is your job. So when I was not good at selling products, because before that I worked in an office for 17 years. So selling something was not a very easy one for me, not familiar for me. So I set a goal. I would meet 10 people and I would explain the product. And my goal was not selling the product. My goal was to meet and introduce, meet 10 people and introduce the products. I made the decision. And one day I met 9 people and it was 10 p.m. and one person left, right? But it was 1 p.m. So I decided to meet my friend, close friend, and I visited his home. And actually, he loves to talk about some details, and I was concerned about his reaction, so I couldn't really call him. Although I was in front of his house, so I was in the playground and thought for a long time. So I just thought I will stay here overnight. That was November, and it was a chilling weather, so cold. So I just told myself I will rather tell him and go back home. It's too cold. So I called him. What are you doing? Come outside. I'm in front of your house. And he came outside.
And I sat next to him, and we talked for a half hour, and I couldn't really remember what I said before. And my friend said, "Why did you call me? Why? What made you to come here?" So I just went straight forward, and I said, actually, I started a new business. And he said, is it multi-level marketing? So I said, oh, yes.
아, 입이 안 떨어져. 이제
It
바로
was really
이놈한테서
difficult
이제
to
막
start
그냥 직사포가
saying
날아올 것
about
같고.
it, but anyways, but I was kind of like afraid of being rejected. But anyways, I told him, and he said that, oh, I knew it. I heard that that could be another new business of the future. And how did you start this kind of business? So he said, what do you want me to do? So I sent him a box of cosmetics.
그래, 저는 이게
Like this, I
그놈한테 성질 더러운 놈한테.
sold this product to one of
그래서
my
내가 그때 깨달은 게 하나
bad
있어.
friends. So back then, I realized something.
지 맘이구나.
That's-
그래서 지 맘의 법칙을 깨달았어.
That's the rule of
다른 사람들한테 얘기를 할 때 절대 고민을 안 해.
your
그냥
mind.
나는
So, which is that buying it or not buying it is totally up to that person's mind. So I call it the law of that person's mind. So I realized that law,
하산을 해도 되더라고.
and from that moment, I was like, I felt like I'm enlightened.
지 맘의 법칙 하나만 깨달으면
So please remember the law of the person's mind, and then after recognizing, you could be the master of this business.
이 절대 품질, 절대 가격을
You know,
가격으로
Atomy
하는 그런
has the absolute quality, absolute price product.
해가고 있다.
And we have been grown with this key
우리가
principle.
정보를 전달했다고 모든 사람이 다 받아들이는 건 아니에요.
Not all people will accept your
생각지도 않았던
information.
사람이 받아들이는 경우도 있는가 하면은
Sometimes someone you didn't expect could accept it, but sometimes someone you expected might not accept it because it is all up to their
예를
minds.
들면은 이런 거예요. 우리 샤론
Let's take an
로즈
example.
중에 저 신안 어디 섬에서 신안인가 어디 하여간 섬에서
One Sharon Rose
의사
Master
선생님을 하고 계시는 분이 있어요. 그런데 그분은
is a doctor living in one remote island, and that master conducted a lot of research on the immune system, and that person found out HemoHim. And the doctor contacted one of my centers, one of our centers,
가입을 시켜달라고 할 때 가입을 안 시켜.
and the center was not willing to let the doctor register for the business because they said we cannot really believe that the doctor wants to become a member. And anyways, he made it and he became a Sharon Rose Master. And recently, we know we have a new member,
그런 의사 선생님이 여기 오셨어요. 그런데
proctological surgeon.
삶을 보니까
He became a new member, and he used to be a proctological surgeon, and he said that he wanted to start this business, and his mom said that at first I didn't let him become Anna's doctor because my son needed to live in a small office looking into other people's Annas, so she didn't really like it. And the doctor realized that the labor income
진료실 밖으로 나오면은 돈이 안 돼.
could be generated while he's working, but if he didn't work, if he doesn't work, he cannot make any money. And what if his hands go bad, so his hands shake? In that point, he cannot do the surgery and he cannot make money. So that imagine that he might live up until 100 or 150 years old. He cannot make money for like 50 or 60 years. So he believes that in order to live a life, in order to make a living until 140 years old, he needs to make a living for the last of 70 years. So he decided that Atomy business is the only tool that he could make a living in his entire life. So he's now doing the business, and he's also delivering delivering a lot of lectures and a lot of seminars. And we also have another member who used to be a public officer, but now she's one of the Leaders Club members, and now she's making a lot of money, and her income is bigger than that of the public officer. Thanks to her brave decision, he could become this royal master, and I believe that she will make more than 200 million Korean won per year very soon, and then she will become a crown master and then imperial master who could earn 400 million Korean won per year. This kind of vision is strongly required, and those who recognize that vision come to Atomy. At an early stage, most of the people, not really good people, came to here. Most of them was really delinquent, and most of them didn't have their job. Most of them went bankrupt. And those kind of people gathered to Atomy, and they started business at the very early stage. But back then, I was also poor, and I could say I was the king of the poor. But back then, all we had was the vision. With that vision, we cultivated this business, and we are here now. Park Jung-soo Imperial Master delivered a welcoming speech today, and she was the owner of the duck soup restaurant. Back then, she was the owner of that restaurant, and we gathered at that restaurant with 70 members. When Choi Kyu-jung Crown Master used to be a food supplier, anyways, this kind of early members gathered together at her shop, at her restaurant, and I shared my vision in that restaurant to all of the people, and I said, all of you will become the Imperial Master, and I will lift you 1 billion Korean won when you become an Imperial Master, and our company will become a global company, and we will be the best company in this world. I talked about this for an hour, and some normal people walked away, but some of them who were crazy then now are still with me, and they became the Imperial Master or Crown Masters. As such, they are traveling the world, and they are doing their business in this global company. I could say they are the successful people, and they are the successful women. I could say this business is really simple and easy. But no matter how easy it is, if it is not familiar with you and get used to it, it is not easy. So the only solution is that you need to start it anyway. So first of all, you need to envision yourself in your mind, the future you, and your dream in your mind could be absurd and could seem crazy. And if other people say your dream is crazy, I think it's the right dream. We need to set this kind of vision because we need to make yourself crazy. You need to get crazy for your vision, and you need to say that if I could achieve my dream, I will go crazy. If you think like that, that's the right vision. You can say that, if you live a life making 100 million Korean won a month, so there are a lot of money in your bank account. Even though you don't spend the rest of your money, the new money comes to your bank account, you might get crazy if you are living this kind of life. So we need to set the dream that drives you crazy. Do you know what's the biggest reason of not becoming rich, because that is because we don't dream of becoming the rich. If you say that in order to be the rich, how much money do we have to have? You might say, oh, I don't know. We can see that we don't know how much money we need to make in order to be the rich person. In order to be the rich, we need to make 30 million Korean won per month. So if you have a parent, do we need to pay them living expenses or some pocket money? Only 300,000 Korean won per month, and you could say that you are a good son or daughter? No, you aren't. You need to give them at least full living expenses. You need to give them 3 million Korean won or 5 million Korean won per month. And then you could say that, hey, you could go to the senior center, and you could treat other people with this money. You need to give them at least 3 million Korean won or 5 million Korean won. And then you could say you are a good son or a good daughter. 300,000 Korean won a year doesn't make you a good son or a good daughter. You need to give them 3 million Korean won per month. In order to give them this amount, you need to earn 30 million Korean won per month. You need to also help your sons or daughter get married. And then if you don't make 30 million Korean won per month, you can't. You need to provide the good education to your children, and you need to save some money for the future of your children. In order to do that, you need to make 30 million Korean won per month. And then in order to help your relatives in need, you need to make enough amount of money. And in order to help the people, have the children in need in Tanzania, you need to earn 100 million Korean won per month. After making that amount of money, you could send some money to Tanzania. Do you want to do that together or not? Let's say Park Ju-young, Royal Master, went to the College of Theology in the States, but he didn't want to be a priest, so he came to Korea and he met me and he started this business. And he said that he has some friends in Tanzania, so he visited Tanzania and he reported to me. And then he said, in Tanzania, there is a project building schools, 24 schools, and the basic constructions have been concluded and completed. But now this is the time to complete with the roof. And they are now waiting for the roof. The 24 schools are waiting for the roof, but they are now out of the money, so they could do that. And he said that in order to complete it, he need 550 million Korean won. So I asked to the accountant, and he said, Chairman Park, Atomy is already #1 company in Korea in terms of the amount of the donation, because the tax agency doesn't like our company because we make too much donation. So I just decided to give my money out of my salary. But I'm already donating a lot of money from my pocket, from my salary. I send 50 million Korean won per month to Compassion, and one child needs 50,000 Korean won per month, so I am helping 100 children by giving them 50,000 Korean won to them. So it is whooping. So I said I will do it for 1,000 children, so So that's why I am donating 50 million Korean won per month out of my salary. So I'm also worried about the future of the children when I die. So I'm like kind of like worried of their life after I die. That's why I could close my eyes. I couldn't close my eyes. Like this, I'm helping this kind of children via like through compassion. And then you might ask how much money you earn. Like how much is your salary? I could say that I earn as much as the Imperial Master. I am the chairman of this company. But I think that I found out that my salary was less than that of Park Jong-suk Imperial Master last year. Anyways, I sent 550 million Korean won last year to Tanzania, and that amount is really like bigger than the amount of I sent to Compassion. My spouse, my wife, donated 5 billion Korean won. So I myself needed to donate that amount of money as well. So anyways, one of my prayers is that I don't want to have anything in my hands when I die. I would like to share all I have with other people before I die. That is one prayer I make every day. Because in the heaven, money means nothing. It's only the trash. So I would like to share what I have before I die. What makes me talk about this? So anyways, I'm just talking about sharing the money, not talking about how I make money. Anyways, I would like to say, in order to be rich, you need to dream big. And you need to dream that if I donate 50,000 Korean won per month, I could save the life of a child. You need to think about this. If you think that you could save a life, you will be thrilled, and then you will also think that I will start from helping one child and I will increase the number to help 101,000 children. This kind of dream. You need to have this kind of dream. Of course, at first, it might be really difficult to start this sharing. So first of all, your dream needs to be about your parent, your children, your family. This should be your starting point so that you could help the children and you could help the relatives in need. And as a human being, you need to have this kind of dream. If it is, we haven't lived a life as a human being. But from now on, you need to live a life like a human. In order to be living like a human, we need to earn at least 30 million or 50 million Korean won per month. And then, in order to make that kind of money, we need to become an Imperial Master. And then, if we could become an Imperial Master, I will get crazy. This kind of motivation is needed, and this should be your dream. When you do something, you might say, it's really hard to do that, and I cannot complete it. But I could say that I am living the most difficult life than any other people around me. Yesterday night, I was so tired, so I just knocked out. I am living this kind of hard life every single day. So you should be excellent. If you try to become very excellent, to do that, you need to have a very big dream. But if you have a very small dream, then if you face this large obstacle, then you will never overcome it because your
dream is this big and the obstacle is just small, this big, and you will not be able to overcome it. So many people just fail because they have a very small dream. We always face challenges and obstacles, and those who overcame them are those who have a very big dreams. And if your dream is very big, then you can very easily overcome those small obstacles. So you need to have a very big dream. The thing that you can imagine in your mind can become reality. You need to believe it. And many people just try to erase what you imagine, what you can imagine, like earning $100K every month. That is nonsense. But you should not do that. You should be able to imagine, I can also become an imperial master and I can earn $100K every month. That should be your dream. Why? Because when we realize our dream, when we try to realize our dream, we don't really believe in the dream because that is 100% possibility. Those dreams with 100% possibility are not actual dreams. Actually, dreams and goals like earning only $1K every month, that should not be a dream. And you should set a goal that would drive you crazy. And it's okay even if that dream has only 1% of possibility. What we pursue is not 100% possibility dream. Imagine we are in a dark cave and you can see a very small light, but if you think that light is that small, I cannot escape from here. But you should not think like that. You should think that I would run toward that small light. Of course, you would face some immediate challenges, but still, you need to move forward with your passion. And as you walk forward, the light will become bigger. When I started this Atomy, I was in a dark cave. When I lived in a very small room, I had a very old car, and I bought it at $300, $280. Originally, it was $300, but I didn't really have any toll fee and the oil fee, and I spent 4 to 5 hours to cut that $20. And he said, I bought it at $280, but you say I should sell it at $280. But I just told him I have $300, but I don't have enough money to fuel it, and you don't have enough fuel inside the car, and I don't really have any toll fee. And we spent another 1 hour, and he said, don't tell me, I will not sell it to you. But ultimately, I bought the car at $280. So I drove the car to get to Iksan, and I didn't really have any money. I didn't have any sense of hope, but I felt sorry about those people in front of me, and I said, The only thing that you can do when you don't have any sense of hope is to have a sense of hope. Follow after me. The only thing that you can have when you don't have any hope is to have a sense of hope. So only with the sense of hope we started this business, and that hope and the goals to become a global company, to become an imperial master with $100K every month as an income, and those announcements and those goals, everything became true, became reality. Now we have another goal to become a global distribution company. We will become Walmart and Amazon and eBay. We will become a true distribution hub. This is our big dream, which is not very realistic. But when I started this business with the very old car, which was only $280, I told everyone that I will give you $1 million in cash. But compared to that time, this goal to become a global distribution hub is not as unrealistic as those dreams before. Because at the time, we didn't really have any office, we didn't really have any company, and at the time I sat in this IT world, we need to have a very mobile company. So we have only the inventory, which is inside the old car. And as I run the car, we would have a very mobile company, which is not very realistic. But still, we worked really hard. And compared to that, what I'm saying for our future right now is very realistic. And we need to realize that dream. Why? We have the AI technology, and we have automation system in factories and automation in offices as well. Before, many works were done by human beings, like calculation, but with ChatGPT and AI, even writing a sentence can be done very well by computers. So what should you do? What should you do for your living? So when we enter that kind of world, then many people would become very unhappy. Those stakeholders, those companies who can provide that services can become rich, but the other people will become very poor, and they would live the everyday daily life based on government subsidies. So don't even try to get those government subsidies. They're not good. You should become the person who paid the tax for the company rather than becoming the person who received the government subsidies. Which one is better? So you need to make the decision. I will not receive subsidies from the government, right? So you should set this kind of very clear goal. So there are a lot of companies, like their money is not very valuable, so not valuable that they have to pay a lot of money to buy even beef, 1 gram of beef. So we are a distribution company with daily necessaries. We have a lot of internet shopping mall, and we need to spend a lot of money, and by spending that money, we don't really have any opportunity to earn money. during the process. But Atomy is doing this kind of shopping mall, but still Atomy is different from others. Why? Because we provide compensation to our members, because we don't have to pay the rent for the department stores, or we don't have to pay a lot of money for TV advertisement. So we are a platform where members can benefit from it, and this is our own platform, and you don't have to go outside to buy items, and you can buy items on our platform, and you can also get the compensation as well. You are a consumer, and you are also the owner of this shopping mall. So this is called Atomy Personal Platform, APP, and it costs you zero money. But the only thing that you need to do is to introduce this system to others. I have this kind of shopping mall, and you can also have one. So we are not a business that where you need to sell products. Don't even try the product. But only one person is your customer, you yourself. But these are necessities, right? So these are something that you need to use every day, and absolute price, absolute quality. So it is very easy for you to persuade yourself to buy one. And you can tell your friends. So I know you are not a good person to sell it to others, and you can tell them the only customer is you yourself. This is Atomy business. So far, the networking companies, they would provide compensation until 6 levels or 12 levels. But those who are at the 100th level, they will not part of your compensation. But in Atomy, there is no limit. So the first level and the 100th level are the same. How genius is it? And we are very sustainable. So we have a cap. So if your income is $100K, then your income will not go up. So our imperial masters have the same income level. Some companies have the system where those top level leaders can earn about $10 million every year. But if you want to earn more than $1 million a month, then you should leave Atomy. Would it be better? 10 people with $1 million each and 1 people with $10 million. The first one is better because when you have $1 million or $10 million, your life would not be very different. Only with $1 million, you can do everything what you want. So we have this cap, and we are supporting all the other people. So it's never late for you to start this business. And in overseas countries, we have a lot of potential and opportunities. In my apartment, and I don't really see the Atomy boxes. And as I go outside, many people don't really know me. Of course, some people recognize me, but many don't really recognize me. And those who recognize me, you don't have to recruit them because they are already Atomians. But those who don't know me are your potential members. So we still have a lot of opportunities, a lot of potential, right?
여러분들이 성공을 하는데요. 굉장히
But if you
중요한 게
want to
하나 있어요.
succeed, there is one
뭐냐면은
thing that is very
가능성을 보라
important.
이거예요.
You need to see the possibility.
동굴에 갇혔을 때 어둠이
When you are in
아무리
a
넓더라도
very dark
저 불빛
cave,
가능성을 보고 가야
you
돼.
need to see the possibility of a
근데
small
그
light.
가능성을 보는 방법이
And how
뭐냐면은
can you do that?
긍정적인 얘기를 하는 거예요.
You need to talk about a lot of
옆에서 안
positive
된다고
things.
하면은
When
정말
someone
따라서
is
안 된다
talking
하는
about
사람은
some
다안
negative
된다고 하고
things,
가버려.
you should not follow
그런데
them. But
내가
if
봤을
you
때도 택도 없어.
actually personally believe, actually sometimes I would think he is not very, he doesn't really have a lot of possibility. But among them,
나도 안 믿었어 그 사람.
there were some people who can become very successful. I actually have one imperial, like not the 25th one,
그런 분들이 있어.
but those people
택도
who
없는데
seems not to have any potential
당신은 좀 어렵겠어.
eventually would become very successful. I would not tell them, like obviously, like you would not be very successful. I just expect he would become like the Sharon's masters. But later on, it turns out he became the Imperial Master. But what he can do very well is that he has a very, very positive mind. He believes he can do everything. There is one characteristic of network marketing. If you do other things, then you can see that smarter people would not work for you. If you are a CEO, then if you have smarter one who are working in your office, then he would leave your company. But in Atomy, the opposite can happen. You don't need to be very smart to have a smart person in your group. But there is one position. So you need to be very humble, right? It is very, very important. But if you are very humble, then you can have a lot of smarter people than you in your group who would grow your group. So when you are doing this business, you need to go and take on challenges with little possibility, and you need to have some positive mind. We talk a lot about fortune. By fortune according to the physiognomy. But what is more important is your heart. If you have love, then you can attract a lot of people. But your heart, it is not easy to maintain a good heart. And mouth can do that. And I have this saying. I made it by myself. Heart depends on your mouth. If you say those negative things, then your heart will suffer. But if you say those positive things, then your heart would follow the positive things. And the Bible also says Jesus created this world with his words, and your words are like the steer of a vessel. So the words that you say, the steer will decide the direction, the whole direction of the vessel. We have a lot of great leaders from China, but it is quite nervous. I'm quite nervous because I said some Chinese words, and we have very important people from China. They are very high position, government high position people to see and decide their to see their Chinese MLM policies. The China also has some issue with jobs for the youth and for the elderly people. When they open a road shop, after putting a lot of investment, they would fail. So don't try to start your own cafe or road shops. Ladies, don't open salon shops. And don't try to get the barrister certification. Don't try to even get one, because a lot of people have failed with their coffee shops.
So don't even try to start that kind of business. Now, there are so many road shops going failure, and they had a lot of difficult times these days. So don't try to start this kind of business, but you need to start a business that you could start without any investment fee or the starting fee. And this kind of business will contribute a lot to the society as well. Now in Korea, a lot of young people lose their jobs, and we are also suffer from the unemployment rate. The same goes for the elderly. The elderly don't have the job, so the government try to make some job for the elderly, and some elderly people pluck some flower as a government affair. Don't try to do that, and don't go there. If you don't go there, other people will get paid twice higher than before. And instead, you need to do your business, and please make a lot of compensation and PV, and please pay more taxes than before so that we could help those in need. Now we met Atomy, and we need to be excellent or be extreme. Excellent, extreme. Being extreme means we need to work for 8 hours a day, and then you must be successful. And if you could not do that, you need to be desperate. If you're not really good at introducing the business, at least you need to clean the center. And also, if you are shy going out alone, you need to follow your partners or sponsors. You need to at least follow them. If you do it for a year, you need to keep doing that, and it means that you are doing the job desperately. And no matter how a person good at it, if he or she is with a companion, he or she might get more energy. So that's why it is important to follow that successful person. If your sponsor succeeded at recruiting, that sponsor will give the recruitment to you. Of course, sometimes the sponsor doesn't want to give that recruitment to you, but if you follow he or she, him or her, you will get that recruitment beneath your line. So that I would like to say that you need to have hopes, and you need to be humble, and if you do it for a long period of time, you might be successful. And I always say that you will get 100 million Korean won per month if you become a successful person, and then you will have 2 or 3 houses, and you will own your house, and you could give the house to your children, and because at least you need to give them a house. If you reach, you could purchase a house to your children. But if you say that you need to raise your children independently, I don't care the rest of your life, and please live independently. If you say like this, I might say you are not a good parent. And if you say you want to raise your children independently, it is kind of like you are admitting that you are not a good person, good parent. Because our younger generations are living a really difficult life. Back then in the future, most of our generation at least could have a job. But now they have difficult times in finding their jobs. So now in the society, a lot of young generations have difficulties in finding their jobs. Back then, in the past, at least we had a hope that we could purchase a house. But the young generation don't have that kind of hope. So that's our faith. We need to purchase a house for our children, and it means that you are rich. But if you say, if we make 100 million Korean won per month, we are rich, so we could buy a house to the children. We could also give a lot of houses to a lot of children, and you can make more children, I might say. So I will say that if you meet Atomy, every single difficulties related to economy and finance will be solved. But there is one issue that we cannot solve. That is the issue related to death. After we become an imperial master, will we live forever? No. Everyone will die. So our goal is three rich. First one is money rich. Second one is being friend rich. Because when you become an imperial master, when you go abroad, some people will welcome you with welcome flags and flowers. So this is the life of a successful person. If they go abroad, a lot of people will welcome you at the airport with a flag, welcoming flag. So we can say we are friend rich by doing Atomy business. And I'm always having a lot of flashes in front of me as and then lastly, we need to become time rich. Of course, to some extent, I could say I am time rich. But will it be forever? No. It will be ended within 100 years. Which one is better? Dying as an imperial master or dying as a poor person? No. Dying as an imperial master is also difficult because next month you might have another 100 million Korean won, but you need to close your eyes, abandoning that money, and I think that must be really difficult. If you have much in your bank account, you don't really want to die, and I think at that point you might blame that on me, saying I don't want to die. But the creature God made two lives. One for the life that we are living right now, which is about 100 years, and we could say that that life is granted by the God. No one started their own life by creating their own life. I have my son and I have my grandchildren. My grandchildren came to this world with nothing. They don't have any obligation. They don't have any obligations or wills, and no one could choose their own life. So they came to this land with no wills. So it is granted by God. But this kind of first life has a limitation, which is about 100 years. But the second life created by God is joy. We call the first life bios, bio, and the second life is called joy, which is the life of God. shared by God. So we could say this is eternal life because when God created human beings, He made human beings into the form of the God. Because we cannot, even though God is invisible, if we make Him into a human formation, it could be like us. Of course, He might not look like us. We look like this because of the sins we have, but anyways, originally we are born to get the life of God, and if we get that life, our face will bright as a sun. So as the sun.
봤더니 그냥 눈이 부셔가지고 볼 수가 없어. 대낮에 해를 보는 것처럼.
So if we got the life of God, our face will be bright as the sun. Actually, this is all the plans of God. You might know the story of the fruit of the tree of knowledge. And that fruit of the tree of knowledge means the life of God. In order to share the life with us, the life needs to be dead. After the death, we could also share the life. So that's why God died on a cross in order to share the life with the human beings. Because we got the life, we could say that the Spirit of God is inside of us so that we could get the eternal life. And our body will perish as a soil, and then we will get the new spirit and the new body. And then at that moment, we could live the eternal life. I want all of you to become an imperial master so that we could love all of the people living rich life. But what I want the most is that all of you could live the eternal life planned by God. I hope all of you could be blessed with this blessing. We know, after becoming imperial, I made one imperial master, and that imperial master passed away. And the next imperial master passed away. I don't like it. But if all of the imperial master have the eternal life, we could meet again in the heaven, and we could dream for that future, and then we could lead the same life. I would like to keep telling the story all night, but I could see some faces here who are looking forward to listening to the story more related to money. So in order to keep talking about the story, next Friday we're going to have a revival meeting in Atomy Park in the HQ building. The revival meeting will start at 10:30, but you need to be there until by 10 o'clock in the morning. There we're going to talk about what our life is and what the death means and how we could overcome the death. Of course, we need to, in order to live wisely, we need to solve the issues related to death. I really welcome all of you to Atomy Park next Friday, and there I could have a time to take a picture with you. So I sincerely welcome you all to Atomy Park next Friday. Thank you very much.